Chapter 15. Flame tossed and turned in his sleep. Spyro had been beating him in every match he'd had for the past week. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't seem to beat him. Ember was making steady improvement, however. She had managed to hold her own against Cinder for a better part of the previous day's match. At last, Flame finally opened his eyes. He couldn't take not being able to see his improvements. He had known every trick and technique he knew as Spyro. But the Purple Dragon had remained unscathed throughout the entire fight. The Fire Dragon sighed and walked to his balcony and looked down over the city. Everything seemed to be glowing red with the exception of the lanterns scattered throughout the city. It was then the Flame looked up at the moons. Both were bright red and unreached glows seemed to emanate from around them. As Flame stared longer, the more he felt the aggression swell up inside him. His eyes began to glow bright orange as the moon's power filled him with energy. At last, Flame couldn't take it anymore. He gritted his teeth and turned back into his room. He walked over to the fireplace and unleashed an intense blast of fire that shot up in the burning tower through the chimney. The fire could be spotted from miles away. At last, he settled down enough and collapsed in front of the fireplace. His aggression lingered, but he was eventually able to fall asleep. Spyro and Cinder walked down to the sparring grounds together after their morning breakfast and walked along the city's walls. They had been spending more time with Flame and Ember, trying to get their fighting skills up and working together as a team. Both were glad to finally have some time alone together. And as they neared the grounds, Cinder found herself staring at the red moons in the sky. She didn't mention anything about them to Spyro. The Purple Dragon didn't notice the sight gleaming in Cinder's eyes as the nova power of the moons reached her eyes. Cinder looked over at Spyro and gave him a loving smile. Spyro felt her eyes on him and turned to face her. "What is it, Cinder?" he asked when she didn't break her stare. "Nothing. I just like looking at you." She winked and Spyro's cheeks immediately flushed. Cinder moved on ahead of Spyro, purposely grazing her side against his. Then the tip of her tail blade glided against his side, sending tickling sensation to his body. Spyro shuddered. He enjoyed the feeling, but something felt different about Cinder. As the two entered the sparring grounds, he found Flame already there, laying beneath his usual tree. The Fire Dragon perked up when he saw them coming. Then his eyes locked onto Spyro. He rose and walked straight up to him. "Morning, Flame." Spyro smiled, but Flame only glared at him. "You. Me. Let's get started. Now." "What?" Spyro struck back slightly. "But Turtle isn't even here yet." "Who cares? Are you gonna wait for Turtle if another weapon attacks?" "Fight with me. Now!" Flame got into Spyro's face. "Flame, just be patient." Cinder took a step forward. "Shut up! I don't have to wait, there's no need to." Flame snapped. "Hey!" Spyro snarled and brought his face within inches of Flame's. "Did you ever talk to Cinder like that? She's done nothing but try and help you and Ember out with your training. She deserves to be treated with some respect. What are you going to do about it, Spyro?" Flame sneered. "Kid me?" "Spyro, don't," Cinder protested, immediately seeing what Flame was trying to pull. "I know, Cinder." Spyro suddenly calmed down. He turned and started to walk back to Cinder, with Flame shoved him from behind. "Coward!" he hissed. "Knock it off, Flame!" Cinder shouted. "What is your problem?" Flame ignored her. "I don't know how a coward like you ever defeated a Dark Master. You can't even stand up to a dragon like me." Spyro ignored him. He always wanted to get mad, but this one held his paws down. Flame shoved him again, harder this time. Spyro stumbled and tripped. Flame laughed as Cinder helped him up. "That's just pathetic. You're such a cowardly chicken. It's no wonder you can't tell." Cinder flanced around by Spyro's tail, sending him across the face. The Fire Dragon rolled across the ground, but got to his feet quickly and charged at Spyro. Flame rammed Spyro with full force, nearly knocked the wind out of him. "Spyro, stop!" Cinder cried. Spyro got up as Flame delivered a punch to the side of his head. "Fight back, Spyro! You're not just gonna lie there like a bump on a log, are you?" He leaped for Spyro, but the Purple Dragon countered. He kicked Flame in the gut. The wind rushed out of Flame's body and fell to the ground, struggling for breath. Convinced that he had stopped Flame, Spyro walked back to Cinder. "Spyro, watch out!" Cinder shouted and shoved him out of the way. Flame landed hard on top of Cinder and leaped off of her towards Spyro. Seeing Cinder get hit set off a bomb shot inside Spyro's mind. He reared up on his hind legs and slammed his front paws into the ground. A slab of stone sprang up and struck Flame from below. The Fire Dragon saw stars as he spun head over heels through the air. Spyro spread his wings and flew up after him. He grabbed Flame's tail and spun around 3 times before sending him crashing into a tree. The tree shook violently and the sharp echoes fell along with Flame's body. It took a good 2 minutes for Flame to get to his feet. He looked up to see Spyro helping Cinder to her feet. "Are you okay, Cinder?" Spyro looked her over to see if anything looked broken. I'm fine, she nodded. Just a little dirty. I'm not done yet. Felix Bernard, a fire flew from his nostrils. Yes, you are, Fierce Ford bellowed. The dragon's head also snapped around to see Theodore descending the stairwell towards him. Get to your chamber. Now! Theodore's voice seemed to shake the ground beneath them. Flame desperately wanted to protest, but knew that he couldn't come up with any sort of excuse to refute whatever argument the guardian had. Instead, he just hung his head and slowly walked up the stairs. As he passed the guardian, he noticed Ever standing behind him. She had her head hung low and barely glanced at him out of the corner of her eyes as he passed by. Up in his chamber, Flame sat in front of his fireplace, watching the embers rise in the chimney. He hadn't stopped thinking about his fight with Spyro since he had gone in there. Why had he done it when he admired Spyro so much before? And to have attacked sooner during that time as well? Flame felt sick to his stomach and shook his head, outraged at himself. When he turned back to watch the fire, his thoughts jumped to Ember. Why had she ratted him out? No, she didn't. She was just concerned for their safety. More like Spyro's safety, he muttered to himself. He hung his hand and let his heart throb against his chest. Flame turned towards the hallway when he heard the sounds of footsteps. Vautier appeared in the doorway and looked down at the young dragon. Flame looked up at the lightning guardian with tears running down his cheeks. Vautier noticed Flame's eyes and took a mental note of what he saw. Come with me, he said, and Flame followed him. Theodore and Zero were waiting for them at the main temple. Theodore still looked very angry and Zero seemed just as upset, no doubt having heard the news of Flame's behavior. Do you have anything to say about your behavior today? Theodore asked in his harsh tone. Flame couldn't bring himself to look the guardian in the eyes. When Flame made no response, Vautier stepped forward from him. Perhaps there's something else at the store we do not know about, he said. Before we think of any sort of punishment, I'd like to take the young dragon to lie with me for some time. Theodore nodded. Very well. You return, we will discuss in further detail what should be done about this. He gave Flame a stern look. The fire brother couldn't see it, but he definitely felt the old dragon's eyes on him. Vautier strode out the temple and down to the library. Flame remained silent the entire way. Vautier noticed nudging along with his wingtip. Back up, young one, he coaxed. How? Flame said in a whisper. How can you say that when you know what it did? Vautier smiled. There are two sides to every coin, young dragon. But sometimes there's a third party who decides the outcome of that coin landing a certain way. What does that mean? Flame looked up at him with a raised brow. You see soon enough. Vautier stopped a certain aisle and began to look around. Now, see what books you can find relating to astrological studies. Vautier pulled out a book and showed it to Flame to give an example. Bring them to me when you find them. The lightning dragon passed by Flame and went to a corner and began his research. Flame looked up at the bookshelf that was even taller than Vautier himself. He sighed and popped out smoke out of smoke. I guess I'll better get to work. Hours passed. Flame had dragged the mass of books out of Vautier's little reading corner. The old dragon read surprisingly fast. By the time Flame brought him a new book, Vautier was just about ready for him to take the previous one back. After what seemed like days to the young dragon, Vautier called him over. Do you need another book? Flame asked carelessly. No, thank you. Vautier shook his head. He had a cloud placed on a page of the last book Flame had retrieved for him. But tell me this, have you looked in the moons recently? Flame cocked his head sideways, unsure of what the girl was getting at. I saw them just last night. Vautier nodded and turned back to the book. Flame laid down beside him and jerked her up to go to sleep. He turned to a slight snooze when all at once he felt the guardians get up. Young dragon, I need you to wake up and look at me. Huh? Flame till his hand blinked. Vautier stared him hard in the eyes. Just as I suspected. He nodded. Keep your eyes open, please. Flame watched the dragon open his mouth. Lightning cracked between his jaws and a bright orb began to form. The light grew brighter and brighter, and then in a brilliant flash it was gone. Flame sat wide-eyed before the guardian. All he could see was white. It hurt keeping his eyes open, and he shut them tightly and began to rub them. That will wear off soon, Vautier sighed. Come, we must report to Theodore of our findings. He marched off with Flame struggling to keep up without bumping into any walls or moles as he went. By now it was night time. The sun had set only a couple hours before. Flame was thankful that the blind was wearing off in the night. He staggered in behind Vautier and tried to stand up straight. So what did you find? Theodore asked, in a little bit of a mood. It appears our young dragon suffered from a case of boom sight. He looked down at Flame, who was trying not to nod off. What I've learned, every 100 years the moons go through a phase which causes young dragons to act erratically. Time digestion lasts about 2 weeks, with the moon's light being extremely effective for 5 of those days. Is there any way to nullify the effects? Tato asked. I was able to use a stronger light source to counteract the moonlight in the young dragon's eyes, but for how long I don't know if it will last. I would suggest that we keep all 4 of them indoors until the moons return to normal. Theodore sighed. I suppose it can't be helped. He looked at Flame and jerked his head towards the door. Dismissed. Flame staggered down the hall. His whole body ached. He desperately wanted to sleep, but he had something more important to do first. He made his way to Spyro's chamber and found Spyro and Cinder sitting together on the balcony. They were watching the stars to pay no attention to the moons. Excuse me. Flame tapped on the doorway. Spyro and Cinder both turned their heads in surprise. Hey, Flame, Spyro said with not an easy edge in his voice. Flame hung his head, understanding Spyro's weariness. I'm so proud today, you guys, he said. I just have no idea what came over me, or what I was thinking. He looked up at them with tears in his eyes. You guys have been great to me this whole time. I'm really, really sorry, you guys. He choked back his tears, doing his best not to cry. We forgive you, Flame, Cinder said, and placed a kind claw on his shoulder. You didn't seem like yourself today. I know. I just couldn't help it. Flame, if you need to talk to us, we're here for you. Spyro smiled. I don't like having to fight with friends. Yeah, well, speaking of friends, Emperor probably hates me by now. Don't think that. Cinder shook her head. I'm sure she's just as worried about you as we were. Yeah, Spyro nodded. She looked crushed when she didn't have her teammate there by her side today. Really? Flame looked up at him. Maybe you should go check on her yourself, Cinder suggested, and gave him a playful nudge towards the door. Do you guys really think she'll talk to me? Flame anxious she started to leave. There's only one way to find out, Cinder shrugged. Flame smiled back at them. Thanks, you guys. Spyro and Cinder to watch them go. That was really nice of you, Spyro said, turning towards Cinder. I was just trying to do the right thing. Cinder struck her nose up and strutted over to Spyro's pillows and curled her wings and tail around herself. Spyro smiled to join her. Flame sighed as he looked down the hall towards Emperor's room. He took another deep breath before making his way toward the doorway. As he got closer, he could see firelight coming from inside. He paused when he got to the doorway and peered inside. Ember had her back to him, curled up by the fireplace. Ember? He called softly, not sure if she was awake or not. Huh? Ember raised her head towards the door and blinked a few times. She had been asleep, and Flame immediately felt guilty. Sorry, I didn't realize you were asleep. He took a step back. Get some rest, I'll see you later. He turned and started walking back to her in the hall. All at once, Ember's voice called to him. Flame, wait! He paused, not sure if he should or not. Before he could take another step, Ember had caught up to him. She looked into his eyes, and Flame's heart began to beat faster. Flame, are you alright? She asked worriedly. He couldn't stand looking in the eye and turned away. Ember placed her tail spin on his chin and turned him back to face her. If you need to talk, I'm here for you to talk to. That's what friends are for. Flame couldn't fight the tears anymore, and they began to flow freely. He hung his head on Ember's shoulder and sobbed loudly. Ember was surprised by him, but she held up a paw and struck Flame's crest on his neck. I'm sorry, Flame sniffled. I'm so sorry. I embarrassed myself, and I embarrassed you at the same time. I'm so sorry. Ember was at a loss of words. She had never seen Flame like this before. Up until that day, he had always seemed cool and clear-headed, but she realized that there may have been more in his mind than she had imagined before. As the Flame seemed to calm down slightly, she whispered softly in his ear, I forgive you.